Hello again and welcome back to my channel. I recently spotted this Workzone wood burning set in my local Aldi and it was only £9.99. While I'm not terribly interested in pyrography because I'm not the world's best drawer, it does have quite a lot of tools with it. On the back it says ideal for etching, drawing, lettering and decoration onto wood, leather and cork etc. Can also be used for soldering and for hot cutting of plastics, which I thought might be of interest to me. For the price it seems to be quite good value, and it comes in this little plastic storage case, which I quite like when things come in a storage case because it's easy to put them out of the way, you don't lose bits. And this is the item itself. It seems to be a single temperature pen. Some of the others that I've seen that have been multi-tools have had a variable temperature on them. And it's got this little rubber grip thing to stop your hands getting too hot. Inside the case there's a stencil with some uppercase letters, some numbers and a couple of little icons. I don't know if you can see that right well. It's a heart, a square and a flower. And there's this piece of tin or aluminium or whatever it is that you bend, and that acts as a stand for the unit when it's hot. Comes with interchangeable ends which screw in. Obviously these have to be changed when they're cold. The thing that interested me the most is this piece, which holds a standard craft knife blade. So it's a standard craft knife blade, which makes it very easy to replace. So that's the part I'm going to try out first. So this screws into the end of the unit there. And it's got a collet on it just like a craft knife, and I should be able to easily pop the blade in. So it tightens up by actually placing the attachment onto the end of the machine. So I think we're going to test that out now. We'll come back in a minute when the machine is warm. I don't know if you can see there that the blade changed colour as it's got hotter. One of the applications of this is cutting through fun foam. I'm just going to see how easily it cuts through. And that is absolutely like a knife through butter. It's very easy. And it leaves such a neat edge. So if you're wanting to cut any intricate shapes out of fun foam, then this is perfect for that. I also wanted to know if it would cut through these plastic bottles. I use the bottom of these bottles in projects and it's quite a pain cutting through them. So if this can help in any way, and it seems to be, then that makes life a lot easier. As you can see, it's cut through that with no problem at all. So that's a really good use for it. So I'm happy with that. I haven't come across many other pyrography kits that have a blade attachment with them, apart from one in America called a multi-tool, but unfortunately that's not available here, and if I had it shipped in then it would be the wrong voltage specification for the UK. So I've changed the knife tip for one of the stamp tips that come in the kit, and I'm just going to try it out on a lollipop stick, and I think the easiest way is just to stamp down, and yes, it burns in very quickly. There's a terrible smell of burnt wood, so you do really have to work quite quickly with this. It gets very hot. and I think a little bit of practice is probably needed to get the desired effects. And there's various different designs included in the set. I'm going to let it cool down and use one of the Pyrography nibs. So I've now changed the tip for a Pyrography one and allowed that to heat up. It heats up quite quickly, but what is to be noted is that it does take some time to cool down before you can change the nib. So I've never used a pyrographic pen before, so this should be interesting. And the first thing you need to note is that you need a really smooth piece of wood. If you work across the grain, it's quite difficult to do really. If you work with the grain, it's much easier. It can dig in quite a lot. So I think this is going to take some getting used to. Perhaps lighter strokes to start with. I'm going to just try using the template. And it's not easy at all. Definitely think I'm going to take some practice to get used to using this. I think a lot of patience is needed as well to really use this to its full potential for pyrography. So I'm going to change the tip again, and I'm going to use the shading tip and see how we get on with that. So now I've got this attachment on, which is a shading attachment, and I'm going to see how we get on with that. Again, I think I need some better wood and a lot of practice before I'm going to get this anywhere near right. But it's very good for doing large areas. Of course, it does cool down as you use it. You might have to wait a little bit to warm it up again. So to sum up on the Workzone wood burning set, I think it's very good value for money. At £9.99, I'm very pleased with that just for its capabilities of the hot knife for cutting through plastics and foam. As for the pyrography side of things, it has a lot of stamps and different tips, and I guess that the failing is mine there, not the machine's. My only criticism of the machine is it has a very short flex, meaning that you need to work very close to the power outlet, or you need to connect it to an extension lead. But overall, I think it's very good value for money. It will come in very useful. I will use the hot blade quite a lot if I don't use the pyrography side of it. There is also a tip for soldering. I have a dedicated soldering iron, so I can't see myself using that, but for anybody who hasn't got one, then that's just a bonus. I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so you'll know when we upload new videos. Thank you for watching.